Hey everybody, we're live, ASIN360 Pro Seller Podcast. I'm here on a Thursday. Woo-hoo, we're jamming out. I've got a special guest coming on today. You guys are going to be excited. We're going to do a product hunt after this, so if you're just getting involved, say hello. Say welcome, come on in. We are live on the podcast. 3 p.m. What time is it? 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, noon Mountain Standard Time, and 11 a.m. Pacific. Did I get all that together correctly? I hope I did. You guys, if you're coming on in, say hello. Reed's in the background here. Let's make sure we can hear him. Buddy, are you there?
Yay, Neil. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
All right, dude. Come on in. Let's get you on the camera. I got to figure out how to push buttons here. Bam. There he is. We're going live. I'm going to forget the countdown timer. We're just going to go because I want to make this a ready time. So we are on for the first 360 seconds of the ASIN360 podcast with Mr. Reed Larson, Coach Larson from ASIN360. And he's going to give us some update today. So, Reed, what is the inventory update? Because as you saw from my really fancy splash screen, it's a critical alert, right? And new inventory limits on FBA sellers. So let's talk about what that is and what that means.
One of the account managers that I have, one of the accounts that I manage, it's an Amazon account manager. She works at Amazon, and then, anyway, she and I were talking a couple days ago, and she said, yeah, you know, the FBA inventory limits that they imposed starting back in July were basically 90 days of inventory.
Yeah.
So you could have up to 90 days of inventory of a particular ASIN in Amazon's FBA warehousing system. And so what that means is if you sold, you know, if you had 90 days of inventory and you sold down to 30 days left, then you could send in the equivalent of 60 more days. They just changed that to make it only 30 days worth.
Why not?
Yeah. So what that means right now is if you are selling and you're in the middle of the holiday rush and there's 2 weeks left of the holiday rush and you're going gangbusters and you're selling the heck out of stuff, and that inventory is going to come down below 30 days worth, then they'll let you send in other words, you know, send to FBA. They'll let you send in more, but they will not let you send in 90 days worth anymore. They've got it down to 30 days worth, which means that everybody who is selling using FBA is right now in danger of running out of inventory in January. And you know what happens when you run out of inventory? Your rankings tank, your listing statistics go terrible, your account gets affected, your IPI goes down. I mean, all this stuff happens, and this is all due to congestion, they say, at all of the major FBA warehouses.
Congestion, huh?
Congestion is what they call it. Now, for congestion, you know, you and I, we'd probably take like a Dayquil or something to try and knock out that congestion. What Amazon does is they knock your sellers out.
Nice.
They just, you know, sucker punch you, bam, and all of a sudden they just make the change. And now where I was in a position where I have product coming in that I was intending to send to Amazon, now instead of having enough headroom in there to be able to send that product in, now I have to sit and wait. So what that means is if you do not have a third-party logistics center, if you don't have a warehouse that you're bringing product into, if you're importing product in the United States, or if you're even buying product and using it inside of the United States from U.S. suppliers, if there isn't a place for you to order and then store the product and then feed it in small chunks into FBA, you're going to be in trouble in January. And so this is a huge shift for experienced sellers, for new sellers, everybody. You need to be aware of this. My account manager could not tell me when these limits are going to be changed. She just said that they are temporary, but we just don't know how long this is going to go. So you need to make an adjustment in your supply chain. That's the bottom line, and it's a critical thing.
Okay. So we see opportunity, though, right? Like we talked about, there's blood in the water. We were laughing about this on our update call with our graduate program group just a minute ago about what were we talking about? If you're out into the ocean, what does Buffett say? If you're stuck out in the ocean when the water goes out, we're going to find out who's naked. Right?
Yeah, when the tide goes out.
When the tide goes out, who's left standing is going to be naked. Somebody's going to be found naked this year during the holidays, are they not?
Well, Neil, you're taller than me, so you'll be the first one.
That's why I said I never swim naked.
So
not in a public beach
here's
anyway.
The funny thing, though, in all
anymore.
seriousness, you know, you've got long range planning that you need to do if you're selling on Amazon, right? You need to order products usually well in advance. So, factories usually have a 15, 30, 45, 60-day turnaround, whatever it is, and you're ordering products well in advance, and then to be hit with a 30-day max inventory. What that means is you're going to have to send in a lot more orders that are smaller until your long-range planning will change. So you have to be aware of this. But yes, opportunity, and I'll tell you why I think there's going to be great opportunity because of this FBA warehouse congestion. a lot of Amazon sellers are saying, you know what, this is just, I can't do it.
Yeah, we're going to give up.
I don't have the ability. I don't sell enough to make it worthwhile to get a 3PL or a warehouse. I can't really do it from my dining room table. My business is just, it's too hard. It's too this. It's too that. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Stinking thinking takes over. And I think you're going to see a lot of sellers just quit, give up, go away. And that's a good thing. Amazon, believe it or not, is trying to thin the herd. They're trying to winnow it down to only those sellers who are really selling great products, selling a lot of them, and not clogging up their warehouses with a bunch of dead inventory. And so that means opportunity, because all that dead inventory goes away, because all the people that can't make it work go away. All the sellers that are failing, they end up getting washed out. And so you have an opportunity to be a good seller who knows how to deal with these issues and knows how to build a strong business that has a strong supply chain to bring those products in a way that's going to be friendly to Amazon, and to sell them in a way that Amazon's going to like, so that you can succeed where the others fail. And that's what the real opportunity is.
So we're really looking at a kind of, we should have called this podcast The Purge, right? So, or The Culling. Maybe we should have called it The Purge or The Culling, something like horrific, like The Culling. So really, it's not actually a bad thing for those who are in the market and are aware of what's happening and have plans to either mitigate it now or had started doing it previously, like you had in the accounts that we're running. So, but now you've got to say, this is your chance to move. You're going to pivot, literally, because between now and full holiday season traffic, which is right now, literally in the next week, those who are not going to pivot won't come out into January. I don't foresee with this kind of update, based on what you said, that many of those people will even return in January, where huge opportunities, holes in the market are going to open up for those who are taking advantage of this. Yeah,
I believe so, because people that run out of inventory and they're not allowed to send more in, let's assume for a minute that they're selling down. That 30 days of inventory, by the way, during the Christmas rush is like 10 days of inventory or 5 days of inventory.
That's right, 2 to 3 times, but
And then by the time you realize, okay, now I have some headroom, and you go set up your shipping plan and you get the logistics going, Amazon's appointments to be able to get in to their warehouses, if you're sending LTL, truckloads, container loads, whatever you're sending in, if it's large quantities, those appointments are getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. You're going to run out. You're going to run out of stock.
Yeah.
That's the big issue, is they if you're used to, in whatever you're selling, if you're used to having, let's say, 1,000 competitors, and what happens if 600 of them run out of stock, 800 of them run out of stock? That pie is still the same size, still the same amount of demand on Amazon for those products, but everybody that's left standing just gets a bigger piece of the pie. So you've got to be prepared and realize that you need to have a method for sending that inventory in pretty much on demand, quickly in small chunks. Now, every couple of days you're sending in another chunk, so that you can keep that inventory there while the others fail. And, I really believe that you're looking over the next 30, 60, 90 days through January, February, even on into March, that until Amazon gets their FBA congestion problem straightened out.
Yeah.
You're looking at a real opportunity here to prove that you know what you're doing to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what you're doing to run a business, well, Coach Twa can help you with that, right? That's the whole point.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. So as you know, thank you, Mr. Reed. We're going to be over our time for that initial update, so I'm going to let you off the hook, and I'm going to take over and say thank you so much for bringing that opportunity. We're going to jump to a podcast of product hunt and research. Thanks again, Mr. Reed, for that. Guys, what he's talking about, ASIN360 Pro, where we're helping sellers on Amazon grow 10 to 100,000 using our 5x5 formula. You guys should know it's been refined over 8 years, millions of units sold, organic launches, automated PPC campaigns. We even do 0 review launches when the products grow up and great. And then we teach you how to actually use rebate and coupons at the appropriate time, not necessarily right at the very beginning. So if you'd like to learn how we're doing that, click on the description in the link or go to asin360.com/chat. open up a chat with myself and Elise to get our game plan, which we will personalize for each of you directly in that chat at asin360.com/chat. Guys, thanks so much for that. Now let's get to the product hunt. So we're looking for products today. If you're ready to do some product research, give me a yes in the chat. Let's get in here. Let's find something to sell, because I guarantee you I've got a couple good ideas that were dropped in my lap this morning from Mr. Reed. I'm going to borrow them, and we're going to go crazy. So
have
guys,
you gone and looked at any of those?
No, I have not. We're going on the fly, my friend.
I
This
haven't
is going to
either.
be legit on the
I
fly.
thought, hey, have you heard of that show, the Queen's Gambit? It was like the #1 show on Netflix for a while, and it's wonderful. It's marvelous.
Now, what are we selling in the Queen's Gambit?
The Queen's Gambit is an opening in chess.
Yeah, well, chess. Okay.
So I happen to be a chess buff. I like playing chess. I know a lot of people, it was like a geeky thing to do when I was in junior high to join the chess club. But you know what? I was one of those nerds that did it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the Queen's Gambit is a little miniseries on Amazon that has become the most popular television show on all. Did I say Amazon? I meant Netflix.
Netflix.
It's the most popular show on Netflix, I believe. If it's not Netflix, then maybe it's Amazon Prime, but it's one of those two.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
I'm sure it's on Prime too.
This huge resurgence of interest in chess, and nobody can keep chessboards in stock. For, Christmas
It's a
gifts.
good problem to have, right?
So,
and we're stuck indoors a lot lately, so we need games to play and things to do, right?
Might be interested to take a look in that market and see what's happening in the world of chess.
Well, let's do it. We're on it. We're on Chess Set, right? So initially, Six Leaf is telling us that there's 4,800 searches a day for the keyword Chess Set, which is under, as you can see right now, under all searches. And for those of you who are paying attention, all searches, there's a couple of different ways we're going to go about product research, especially when we're using the Six Leaf tool from Phoenix, which you guys, again, I would recommend you go check out at sixleaf.com/Phoenix. The latest version has been released. That's the one I'm working on right now. You guys can go check this out. Next level product and analysis. I'm going to break this all down as we go through our product research here in just a minute. This is the most accurate third-party verified data you're going to get. Go to the blog and check out that third-party verification. So we know that this data is accurate, the most accurate in the world. Right. So you guys can all see my screen. Everybody else can see my screen just fine, right?
I cannot see your screen, Neil.
Well, you can't because you're on Zoom. You got to be on the YouTube live. That's why you're not seeing it.
Oh,
because I'm just Skyping with you, man. You're on the you're over there. You got to get on the YouTube, man. You guys got to get on the YouTube. You got to subscribe. You got to like. We're at 862 people last I checked before I jumped on here. We need to be at 1,000. When we hit a 1,000 subscriber, I'm giving away some money to the 1,000th person below, not the 1,001. Okay. That would not be fair.
I'm going to wait till I see $9.99, then I'll subscribe.
$999, then you subscribe. But that's not who's going to win. It's going to be randomly chosen from one of my subscribers on one of the calls immediately after it happens. So you don't subscribe and unsubscribe. You just subscribe and stay there. Then you start liking everything and turn on the notifications bells when we go live. And we do it every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. All right, so here we are with chess. The data has loaded. Now, again, I mentioned this as we were going about this a minute ago. Chess Set obviously is going to show us all related products for the keyword Chess Set under all the categories and departments. Okay, it's very broad, which is interesting because if you can get your product ranked and moving at this level, at broad level, that is a wonderful thing for you. But it's also not the easiest to do. So let's be clear about that. Now, if you are potentially doing, and let me squirt my screen out here just a little bit farther out because I want my data to show just a little differently. And I think I've got, yeah, there we go. I was like, why is this all not formatted correctly? It's because my screen is not showing correctly. So let's make this a little bit wider. All right, here we go. So I actually have a hard stop in about 25 minutes or so. So we're going to spend about the next 25 minutes going through this, looking for some additional product opportunities. We may even go laterally, horizontally, vertically. We may limbo our way through the chess set opportunity here and even see what's in this niche. If we are arbitraging these products, wholesaling, potentially retail arbitraging, what we want to do is look immediately for the products that have the most revenue, because that's going to tell us the products that are moving the most amount of units. And if I'm going to jump on that listing as an arbitrager, a retail, wholesale person, I want to know the product's moving, it's selling, and there's opportunity. So literally just by scrolling down here at a glance, I can start seeing which particular products are moving the revenue for this niche. And that is definitely somebody jacking with this. Currently unavailable. Okay, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I've never seen that before. 9,899,000. Yeah, that's because the listing is unavailable. And it's just pulling the previous data with an extra gap. Developers who are paying attention to that on my team, please notify chess sets 9.9 or 9.8 million. All right, so we are looking again for that. Now, from a private label perspective, we're looking for products that are making anywhere between $20 to $50 or more. We see some good price points. Okay, we can look at this whole keyword at a glance. Under this case, in what's called the use case or this usage of the tool, I can launch Phoenix with a broad keyword chess set in the broad all departments search. Okay, and that is going to show me kind of at a glance what the overall picture of this looks like. Now, it's going to be a very competitive node because of that reason. And you're going to see the demand score and the 6-leaf score is going to be high, above 8.6. You obviously do not want to step into a niche at that level of department or category, or you're going to find yourself getting crushed. Now, if you're in the boards, games, toys area already, this may be a product niche you want to take a look at if you haven't already got involved in it. What we're going to look at is obviously BSRs above 10 to 100,000 or around 10 to 100,000 roughly. We don't want to look at any products that are BSR below 1,000. Those are going to be tough to crush. We want to look at products that have some opportunity, price point, potentially on their way up, but have not necessarily ranked all the way. And of course, we want to keep our price point variable closer to $30 to $300, and we want our profitability to be good. That's all we really care about at the end of the day is the profitability, and we can kind of see by looking at some of these price points and fees. If we click on the fee right here, we're going to be able to see the product financial metrics at a glance. The net profit of $866, profit margin and fulfillment fees are stuck into there. Other costs currently isn't fulfilled. You'd have to stick this in here to fulfill that metric and then be able to really kind of see where the net profit goes. A total of $20.33 in cost of goods would be estimated in order to make this kind of net profit margin. Now, it doesn't meet our criteria, so it's yellow. If it was above $10, it would be green. We do have a good margin, don't have a terribly great ROI, and the net profit doesn't really match up, which is why you're seeing this particular color scheme, okay? But now if we view the listing just out of taking a look at what's going on here, let's pull up the data for the listing. I want to look at the listing quality score, and I really want to go deeper in the product forecast for this particular product. It is going to be highly competitive in the 5671 niche, going head-to-head with a wooden chess set, specifically a felted interior board game. Done a decent job. They've got a 6.7 score. When I click here, I can see their title length is not bad. Bullets are not bad. They've got the EBC description. They've definitely got their 6+ images. Resolutions are good for their images. Overall rating for this is a relatively good listing. So I would look at this and say, they did a decent job with the listing. It's not a 7 or 8. There are some things that they can do to get that listing quality score up. They are just kind of bullet point driven, which isn't really feature driven for this particular product. So we're looking at the data of the product. Let's go to the product forecast real quick. When I pull that up here, you can see there's more data at the product forecast level. I can see standard size. I can see the metrics. I can see what node and BSR these are currently selling within. Board games and toys and games is kind of where we'd want to dive into for this particular product to kind of flesh out that niche just a little bit deeper. And of course, if I would put my freight cost and my other costs into here, you would want to make sure that you are having the opportunity to get your price points in there. So maybe it's going to be 50 cents a unit for that, and maybe it's going to be 50 cents a unit for freight. You're going to see that give you a better price point profit per unit for a product like this. Now, it's highly competitive. We saw the niche is showing us competitive. We know the listing is pretty decent. We wouldn't necessarily want to go directly get this product or a product exactly like it. We would want to go in and innovate this product for FBA and private label. That's the thing you would make sure you do. Now, again, if you were doing some other type of seller methodology, this data is going to help you from the retail wholesale arbitrage space because you're going to be able to see your freight cost, your rate cost. Let's say I grabbed this from, I don't know, a $14 deal at Walmart or something, and I want to jump on with a 1 or 2 listing kind of thing. You can kind of see what your final profit should be, as long as you're able to win the buy box and compete with the other members. Now, again, as we do it here, we're not particularly interested in the arbitrage space. We are private label and predominantly FBA, as Reed was explaining a minute ago. There are huge upsides and opportunities shifting in the market right now. While other sellers are screaming in pain, we're looking at this going, opportunity. Why have we been at this for 8 years? Because we've taken every opportunity in the market. As they came to us, other sellers have dropped off. The opportunities to just get better and better at this for those who move along, get to come along and understand what all that experience and time and market means. You're going to take advantage of that. And I can tell you, going alone right now is going to be a very dangerous thing for most people wanting to get started without any experience in this. Sellers, especially with the changes that they're making right now, they're complex, and as Reed said, you need to know how to run the business, or you're literally going to find yourself in some big trouble. And I tell you what, you're not going to get that from a free training. You're not going to get that from many of the trainings because we're going to teach you the business. No doubt about it. So we're in toys and guess and chess set. Let's go back up here. Now that we know we're in toys and games and chess, let's refine this just a little bit. Let's see if it changes the opportunity at all or presents any other product opportunities we might consider. Just thinking about it as looking at this, this one with the board back here and actually a nice looking protective board of some kind or looks like a folding board made with portable truss. That drew my attention like immediately, and that was my gut, right? And you should go with that. If you're looking at and scrolling the images and immediately it draws your attention, you need to say, why? Why did it capture my eye? Because you're probably not alone in that. Now, we got some serious players up here at the 1900 and 1800, but look at the quality and craftsmanship of some of these products, right? They are serious products, no doubt about it. And, they're making a decent amount of profit, and not a lot of units are being moved just because of the price point, and that would be expected, right? But you can see this one draws a little bit more attention. We got a higher price point, and there, of course, we get the net. And just to be very clear, the fees, if you're doing FBA, okay, so the fees here on this particular widget and looking at the fees and the net, this is not taking into account your cost per goods when you see net. Just be very clear about what that metric is. Net, gross margin, gross profit, triple net profit. These are all business lingos and languages. You're going to want to learn them as a business owner, but just understand that net here means you have not calculated the gross cost of goods into that equation. So to do that and say, I want to consider this product potentially or a variation, I want to improve it, I want to maybe see if there's an opportunity, it's got some decent price point, they don't have the best listing in the world, definitely some optimized opportunities to make that a 7 or 8 or higher, which is where you're going to get on the real top end of your keywords. But in the profit forecast, as we pull that open, we can see that profit margins and stuff are going to be not bad. Gross profit, per unit, not bad. Gross profit per month, not terribly bad. But if we're moving a few units, that would be not so bad. We can see if we keep that 35% cost of goods metric, which we recommend you do. That's why it's in the tool. My product has to be potentially $13.98. Okay, so now I know what my cost of goods needs to be formulated into that. Now I know where my actual gross profit's going to be, not the net that was shown on the front page. But my actual potential gross profit minus any, fees for per freight or other pick and pack types of fees that might be required. That goes into here to get really about a 98% reality of what your profit per unit would be for a product like this. Okay, so knowing those numbers, going by the numbers, very, very important. Products and opportunities. Is there money to be made in this niche? Absolutely. But you're going to have to be a little bit creative. You're going to have to go a little bit sideways. Because one of the things I like to look at differently, or I just see differently by nature or just literally by training and time doing this, I really look for ways to differentiate or cross over 2 or 3 different types of niches and combine them together. So how could we, and this is a question I'm going to ask out loud, and you should be following along with yourself. How do I cross this, potential niche with another one? Or how do I, combine another idea or concept into this to make it a little bit more mainstream, potentially make an innovation a little bit, not like innovation patent level, but similarity and familiarity or trust, right? So we're similar products of chests. There's a trust with Amazon. So how do I differentiate this a little bit to be able to put a brand in there that somebody else would trust? That's the big question, right? So we can cross, like we did this earlier in a number of cases. The one that keeps popping up in my head is, crossing over kids' helmets with unicorns or dogs or cats. That's kind of how I want you guys to be thinking. And on the fly here, I'm thinking chess sets are typically going to be a little bit nerdy, and a little nerdy is going to cross over to types of other brand affinity. Maybe somebody likes the anime characters, or they like Star Wars, or they like that kind of theme based. And the one thing I'm not seeing here just yet, at least in not people are paying for products, that's a good indicator. I'm not seeing a lot of themed style chess sets just yet. I'm seeing a lot of just straight up chess sets, and I noticed it earlier that there were a few themed styled chess sets, but I didn't see very many of them. So if there was a way to cross that over just a little bit, kids love games. This is toys and games. This isn't just adult related. This could be for kids too, or parents with kids who want to learn. So I'm just giving you some thoughts and some ideas about how I would approach the continuation of researching this market to look for those particular opportunities. Here's the Lord of the Rings. Now, obviously, the Lord of the Rings is going to be one you can't copy for copyright or plagiarism and other reasons, including probably trademarks and all kinds of things you don't want to get yourself into. But could you cross over a medieval type of theme that sort of is like Lord of the Rings, but not Lord of the Rings? You see where I'm going with this? Yes, you absolutely could. Would it create a higher desire to cross those over? Yeah, it absolutely would. I don't see any, I'm just going on a limb. I don't see any pet-themed ones by any measure. Could you do a pet-themed one? Absolutely. There's a Marvel-based one. What about all the accessories and features that go around a chess set? So let's say we're in board games, chess set. What about gear? Like if I just put, oops, man, I'm a bad typer. I'm a terrible typer. Oh, don't change it on me now. All right. What about gear? Any of the word gear added in here? What kind of gear would be around? Maybe a custom holder, a bag that holds my chess set, right? There would be, here's a bag. Okay, so I've now validated my idea with someone else's. They've combined the two together, but what if I were just to sell the bag and have a very nice padded chess bag that would work for somebody who bought a $600 Lord of the Rings collector chess set, right? There's people who want to buy those kinds of things, and there's a potential for that. And I'm not saying it's going to sell, and just again, because I brought it up here on the call today, or we're investigating this market literally on the fly, do I necessarily say, go sell this product and you're going to make lots of money? I'm not saying that. Full disclaimer. But I am showing you some ideas, and I'm showing you some possibilities, and I'm wanting you to open up your thinking a little bit more, and using the data and algorithm as well as your common sense and logic to pull together some ideas to sell in this market, right? Because could you sell in this market? Well, the answer is yes. Can you make money in this market? The answer is yes. What do we sell that would be an opportunity in this market? Well, we're coming up with ideas on the fly, and I do see some themed ones now starting to show up because I was kind of looking a little bit. Here's one for a game. Here's one for looks like a Predator theme. That's the movie. You could theme some of these without using the logos or languages if you just be a little bit creative, okay? Like, for example, literally just to pull two together on the fly, I don't see anything with unicorns. Right? Could there be something with unicorns? I don't, you know what? There really could be. Let's go see if there is chess board, kids, unicorn. That's pretty specific. Doesn't mean we should be that specific. I'm literally just trying to validate a thought on the fly. Oh, wait, what was that? Hold on. Come back. Don't step in it, Unicorn Edition. Well, that's a whole different game. How funny is that, though? That was not what I was expecting to see, but it is another game. So, again, I would go into some of the accessories. Chessboard. Let's see if it's... Okay, accessories. That is a key word. So people are searching for it. 20,000 results in the broad category. We can see specific types of board. We've got themed chess stuff here. Again, this process is just validating. Are there additional products that we could consider in this niche that don't necessarily require us going head to head with people who are doing chess, right? And the answer is, yeah, look, we can even sell socks. Oh, that's clever. You've got a chess set themed iPhone case. We've got a tie. We've got all kinds of things to start thinking about here in this niche. So one of the things I think that's important for you guys that are listening to this today, for this particular product hunt or this concept that we're pushing on, is for you to actually consider the possibilities of going and thinking laterally in terms of products and product opportunities. Now, I'm not extremely excited about this particular niche. myself, although I could see where there is opportunity in it. There is definitely opportunity at the higher end, but could you accessorize your way across some of these keywords and searches? Absolutely. Could you dive into some of the additional board games, travel games, niches, categories? Yeah. Is there obviously a desire, a need, and an ability for this product? Yep. So your next steps would be to really see if you could dig into it a little bit in toys and games, and dig into, chess-related, chess-themed accessories, products, gears, and other, even the bags, the literally the little pieces that go together. I was thinking like the foam on the bottom of these, it doesn't scrape it. I mean, the ideas could go on and on. Additional chess pieces that maybe they already have a board and you give them a whole new set of just the pieces itself without the board. I could just keep rambling, but that's not really the point. I just wanted you to get your brain power going on this concept that there is a niche here with money to be made. Is it big enough to maybe make you millions of dollars? I don't honestly know. We're just evaluating it at that level. Anybody who would, try to get up here and tell you that you could make millions of dollars in this niche is probably not telling the truth, honestly. But could you make good money? Could you make $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month on this type of product set? Yeah, absolutely could, because it's already proven to be done by the data that we're pulling back. So guys, there's just some interesting concept. Chessboard and chess, literally. This is a niche in toys and games somebody might be able to open up, because clearly it's there. Clearly it's selling. There's money to be had. The price points are matching up as long as the profitability, cost of goods, and all things considered stack up. You could open the chess market. How about that, guys? So hopefully give me a yes if you found that to be helpful. If the thought process and thinking more, a little more differently about this is giving you some ideas and concepts, maybe you don't want to sell this product, that's okay. I just wanted you to get through the process of thinking it through. I also wanted you to see us using the 6-leaf tool called Phoenix, which is helping us pull the data. Now, 6-leaf itself is got a lot of things in the works, but it also has a lot of tools for Amazon sellers that want to build and are building brands, wanting to scale. We've got the Zon Blast Next tool for product launches and rebates. We've got the Phoenix tool for product research. We're going to be moving out. We've got keyword and analytics tools, and we got a lot of other things coming in the product pipeline, which is really cool. So that's going to be coming out soon. But guys, the concepts, the ideas, the things that we're discussing here, and even going into more depth through a systemized process is exactly what we do at ASIN360 Pro. All right, and that's where we're helping people get $10,000 to $100,000 more out of our 5x5 methodology, all right, using our 8 years of experience and training to help you guys understand how to go through, get a game plan together yourself, and actually execute it correctly. Get your products launched correctly. Help us pick out your products with you by validating the dud ones and ensuring you get on the right path. Actually get those products in the market launched without spending a bajillion dollars doing it. All right, if you'd like me to show you how we're doing that, all right, then you just click on the link below in the description, go to asin360.com/chat, get a game plan sent to you. We'll show you how we're going to do it together. And if it makes sense, you'll join into the pro program, and we'll teach you a step-by-step systematic plan of action to take a product concept like chess and chess sets, move it into product validation, evaluation, go by the numbers, ensure it's going to be saleable very well, that you're going to have opportunity from years to come, and then get that thing launched in the market and show you how to actually scale it accurately and with effective profits to really make this business grow and scale. And of course, work out any of the complexities and details you might find occur quite often in Amazon, as we just talked about today, which has to lead us back to the original part of this particular update today in the podcast, which had to do with a critical inventory update for those of you maybe just paying attention or just getting into the last component of this live stream. The thing we were really talking about today was that inventory limits on FBA sellers has changed once again. If you guys are not navigating that with some help and guidance, as Reef pointed out earlier, you're going to run into some trouble. What to do, how to strategize, even who to do it with and where to do it is all the things we work on within our ASIN360 Pro program. So guys, I hope you got some value from today. Go and check out the 6-leaf tool for Phoenix. It's not terribly expensive, and the product and brand building components of it are going to be huge for you who are already selling. And if you just happen to be watching this and you've never heard of us before, and this is your first podcast and first time on a live, welcome. Every Thursday we do this, and we do product hunts like this. We train, give people opportunities to join free Amazon FBA training series, which I'm wrapping up one this week. Today I'm on day 4. where we go through Amazon's system and filing system, and I'm going to show some details today within that free group. Do that once or twice a month. It just depends upon time frame and where we are. You can join one of those at freeamztraining.group. In the description down below. You guys can check that out if you want to see a little bit more about how we're doing 5 steps to Amazon through our ASIN Pro process. So guys, hopefully you found something. I don't know if you should sell all chess sets today. I don't know that that's the right answer for you, but it is an opportunity for somebody, and there is definitely money to be made in this market that we literally uncovered today, as we just showed products doing anywhere between 5 to 15 or more a month in profit in this niche. The question then becomes is, should you tackle it? That's up to you. But if you want some help with it, go check out asin360.com/chat. Have a simple conversation. Send us a message. We'll give you the details. So guys, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to sign off now for the rest of the day. You guys get out there. Remember, you don't make time for your Amazon business this week, you'll make time for your job next week. All right, guys, see you next week on the podcast. Actually, we're going to be out 1 week from this week because next week's a holiday. I won't be live, but I'm going to put out some information for you guys next week, as I always do. But we won't be live next Thursday. We'll be back the Thursday after Christmas. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Be blessed, and I'll see you later.